Morning.
Reverend Afful say.
Very well.
Yes, we are here. Ghana has it. Reverend, you need to share an annual statement. A free the office of the president, make the office of the presidential envoy for interfaith and numenical but I bena attach to statement by because come here say one person who can assault for anutum. And yes, I here.
Good morning, Bajo. Are we live on air?
Yes, we are air.
Okay, very good. I would just to say good morning to our listeners, and at the same time mention just to sympathize with all the families of the victims of the helicopter crash. It's a very sad, very, very sad situation. And let me first of all do that. Now, in Boma Basso, in Royal TV and in Ghana. So back to the question, I've seen the communique issue here from the envoy to the president on economical and religious affairs. Before say it's a right call, the right direction, because OSHA, some of the activities in at the end of the offense saying not only prophets but some of us so forth in general at some point it needs to say now making sure say things are done properly. And that also gives credibility to the church itself and to the activities of men and women of God in general. In its, you can say, in briefest form, no matter say a right call. Yes.
But what of one more can say, I say, you perceive a car a software anutum. One more can say, you perceive you shut it down the software. Dear, now we can't say one more.
So, Usha, I mean, certainly, anything there, like I say, you have to look at it. Say there will be pros and cons. There will be argument for, argument against. And Usha, the other side now. I mean, I think some of the concerns, a few things. Number one, if say we risk infringing on people's constitutional freedom of expression and religion and worship. People say it will be difficult to determine who is a true or a false prophet without being biased.
Okay.
People say we are setting a biblical precedence as many prophets probably were controversial in the past. But then by also doing so, you might also end up suppressing genuine prophets.
Yeah.
And then people say you'll be creating tension between church and state. But some of these things now, before say we have to look at the letter and look at it line by line. I'm sure say the way I get it, unless maybe people get it differently, is that the envoy and the communique na by is not saying say ma obian shenkom and I say ma obian ka nyame and I say restricting people. I'm so specifically or touching on prophecies be a far one or two nkonfobi home a bit to me it creates tension in the nation that borders on national security. Any idea? And it makes sense because I think that I listened to Honorable Elvis the other day, and he gave a very good example. Say if you're in the US, now say when you word now could either social media, now say BB, now say Okoka say Air Force One, Air Betiato, and Abibisa. They will not even see it from a prophetic point of view. They might even link you to Al Qaeda and all of that.
Yeah.
They will really investigate you.
Yeah.
Seriously, they will really. I have I mean, I go to the US ever so often, and this time Oko US quite bizarre. So full forms that they want to know your social media activity. They want you to put, if you're on social media, they want to put your address on social media. Hello.
Rev, as we speak, in some UK, jurisdictional was a Siano. Sanyama we prophecies ahodoa one year or Ghana has in. Do you see that Babia was a Sian? And if you see that, do you think sir the Abaye, it is the right call as in a year the practice now outside sana air consultina or more air sana?
Oh no. So over UK me want to say Prophet B Kojina TV so can be sana say. In fact, we have a lot of channels a year maybe a software near their channels. But no kwano sure say Okasa and it doesn't take national precedence like that.
Okay.
And in terms of the coverage and the capacity, and yet gidi say it was a Ghana say a kind of media houses no so now you project at the end and it gives it a lot of weight.
Okay.
And national coverage. But I don't know and this
okay.
And even if say Oko can be crying say back you will be looked at. I'm sure say there will be some
investigative.
Interrogation be yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They will interrogate you where something will be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing has to do with the year Osofu Bakwa Manfo Bisana say what does he make of a yes statement about Bonti, and he talks about the fact say Ebeba Sadia this say Ebia Abano Amano car one mano a year fuel. When you also free our Kasa say before Ebia Wade the prophecies back a year presidency one. This Oboy provided car and answer a fuel at the mano. What do you tell those people who think alike Papaya Wakasai?
Sorry, I'm sure I'm not sure if I got the question correctly, but repeat the question for me. Why?
The question is that ever since Cesar statement whereby one of the prophets in Ghana has said before Oboy deliver the prophecy a presidency as directed by the envoy, the presidency has to give him a fuel and a car. Media call one moon chair a prophecy. What do you tell that prophet?
But I'm not sure which prophet said that. But
prophet, your friend, the prophet Fire Oja.
Okay. I don't know him. I don't know the person. But anyway, if you say again, some of the concerns that people have raised, and he said you may end up because prophets Ghana does you may end up getting a lot of prophecies, and it's not only prophets. Somebody can also have a word or have a dream, and I also want to share. And if you want to provide, say, maybe fuel, and I say, car be the food be, and I say, and Sawabadia, and we'll be looking at a huge logistical problem here. And I don't agree with that. I feel, say, even those who are asking, say, what is the basis to review? People say, the office of the envoy and the presidency, in fact, what they are doing is actually recognizing, say, prophets and men of God or women of God or the church have a strong role to play in national development. And they are providing an avenue, akasa, without fear or favor or intimidation. Tiamau outlets.
Very well.
When your word, now say whether I'm sure say with time, they might put out details, email details, they may put out telephone details. I bet you reach you. Oh wait, now can also say where now can a solid credence, and I say other men of God I refuse say well some are call again we swing some message can we bring that person. At that point, if the person in Makono or Northern region, that's all back crack. That's it. I said, I'm sure they can look at those things.
Very well.
But not as a rule. Say, transport here there. I feel say we can look at it from that perspective, yes.
Very well. Lastly, now you fancy and say the best practices now. Is it that Abai Masajiniama he just want to entertain a Niama because one man who said in the jurisdiction where you live, these things are not going on. And to be a young Castle envoy in the presidency, in the Buckingham Palace, and as Bibisa to as it were, one moment me a coordinating, I have a prophecy, you bet me a review prophecy. Why is it that Yemrano, Eadia, Ye Masajino, Entina Yentimin from running near Juma? That is why this envoy is there. Why don't we use the law? Say, I don't know, because it's a cause of fear and panic, people must be punished, and that's all. And your envoy is
thank you so much. In terms of this question, I just want to quickly look at a few constitutional and legal framework within our nation. See, for example, 1992 Constitution is saying, those relevant sections are affected side way. Article 21, Section 1C. Okay, so it guarantees freedom to practice any religion and manifest your worship or teaching or practice and observance in any form. Again, Article 21, Section 1A. So MIA, freedom of expression. Article 12C, and also OSHA, and the right to use reasonable and necessary. I can say laws and also borders on public safety, and that is where we can come in. Okay, so when you look at Article 12, subsection B now, 2, it says it very clearly. Reasonably necessary for public safety, and the laws that we are looking at, it should not be specific laws that sort of seek to gag men of God, women of God, or churches. No. And I say you're targeting one specific group. But if we look at laws that help to reasonably and necessarily protect the public, so we are looking at safeguarding laws. And it has implications for national security and the safeguarding issues that will arise from that. It will become very negative to what a person or a particular group of people now, they have every right to deal with this.
Okay.
And I think that is where we need to start looking at this issue.
Okay.
And it is not only even in the church. And before I end, it looks at even schools and people that work with vulnerable adults, vulnerable children. It's very important. We start looking at this. And I support this call.
Okay.
People might not probably understand it now and look at it from the perspective of safeguarding, but it is to support the church. Okay. And let me end by saying this. Rwanda did a similar thing. Kenya did a similar thing. And there is sanity in the system. We need to start sanitizing the system using the right laws, the right principles, and the right scriptures. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Reverend Dr. Henry Afful. We are very grateful having you on our show this morning. Thank you very much for the depth in the
thank you.
What share with us. Thank you. So for Anna Yenedi Komono, was I army officer ever a UK. And yenedi komono wama ye hu se okọ UK sa ne ma na ye no ha no bi ni ho also de ye fa bi so so na
the speaker
wakasa
say the bi so de okan ya kan wi ya kan nyina wi ne san kakra so we no so kakra wona
dabi wona fa bi so so ma fa
na so de kan wan kan bi ye
fa kakra fa kakra
tuafu ya unu but
the so bi a wo
kakra so so
o ma ni ye ti e dia bi o
me ba to fa kakra so
mamena opanyina sepa
kitwe bi
na me kan je
wa ka bo fu kan wo
nara nye twi
me pato koso
de kuma de ba no emuda on say na be si ye ne ayetu kwan no e de ani akoku ni me bi no
me pato me sika kire ni mesrew
ya tu kwan de on say ye sem nyina na hu a oba be ka chance we no nti wo ba bia even Israel kwa no a asumni firi oba no onte sa ne
Jesus oko
wono ke mano nko nana yetio kakire ni
it is Oboy wonder ni
oso mo susu ama ni ama
Kigali
no capital
we wonder you know Kigali
nana consem no so
oso mu nyina na ye bi
ama asi omu ye
nti no se omu ye bi a akaye veni experience me vanye djuma ne moa
okay
na mo ne veni de me mpanifo na boy
very well
semaka kakra bi say de on kan ya bia ya kasa so me hye ba say ya mumma ani before to say papa yi say do be kasa
o me chire very well
ye ti ase a ye de be ya djuma ya hye papa the speaker me mo mesro mo madaroma ya mo ma ne ntrem ase ho o ma ne yira soro ho nko o mo hye na mrase o na bo ma ni
very well boys the one kabi because we see one do after
miana na me ka dey so we dey no see to bagum ya chi obi a
me na wo kabi e wo to wo kabi
chi obi a
so kasa enya na wo kabi well
chi obi a
ko A&A driving is it A&A travel to ana A&A driving
so betima ka bom blay
travel to ye ko